Hey all you paranormal investigators and eliminators, today I will be reviewing the Ghostbusters, Mego and Hasbro Pulse exclusive 4-pack from 2022. I bought this directly from Hasbro Pulse in November of 2022 for its original retail price of $59.99, which I thought was a good deal at the time. 4 figures for just $60 in today's economy? Sign me up. But if I had waited longer, it eventually went on clearance for just $20. This package arrived to me damaged from the warehouse, not from shipping, as the shipping box was flawless. I sent a few pics to Hasbro Pulse, and they were nice enough to send me a replacement. Now that's customer service for you. I don't normally talk about packaging much, if at all, but I have to express my dislike for this box. I do not like boxes that completely hide the figures and their accessories with no viewable window. You have a sleeve here, but if you remove it and place this item long term on a shelf, it's just going to be a dust magnet. I'm all about saving the world, but if the figures are made out of plastic, I think you can handle one extra plastic window. But that's just my opinion. Time to open it up. I may not like most of the packaging, but I do like this background insert. It is a nice touch. And luckily the knotted string in the back is not that big of a nuisance. Let's use Ray's stance as the prime example of these figures. Why not? This figure is 7 3/4 inches tall from my angle. Here is a picture of all 4 Ghostbusters lined up, tallest to shortest, left to right. In reality, Harold Ramis and Bill Murray are 6'2", and Ernie Hudson is the shortest at 6 feet. In case scale matters to you that much, I'm just throwing that in there. Before I go over articulation, I'm first going to put up some pictures on the sides so you can see where the joints are. But I will be going over the articulation while the figure is still wearing clothing, because sometimes clothing can impede articulation. So here we go. Leg, upwards, outwards. Knee. Swivel the boot and only swivel. Even though there's an ankle joint, the boot is a solid piece. Ball jointed torso. Arms, outwards, upwards, and this is where the fabric has trouble stretching. Elbow. Wrist swivels are super tight. And head, left and right, and only left and right. No up and down or side to side. Appearance-wise, I personally think Ray has the best head sculpt out of all of them. To me, it looks like Winston's eyes are squinted a bit, like the fumes of the traps are getting to him. Venkman's blue eyes stand out way too much, and Egon's head sculpt would have been better if not for the painted-on glasses. But what they all do have in common is a pretty good base accuracy with their facial structure.
Are you a god?
As far as the uniforms go, the Ghostbusters logo and all the name tags have solid paint. The rest of the jumper is pretty watered down with stitched areas to acknowledge where there might be a zipper or pocketed areas. The elbow pads are separate pieces from the jumper and not accurate to the movie clothing, but they are included nonetheless. The zipper might look a little oversized, but it is functional and has not given me any problems. Underneath the jumper, each figure has a sleeveless black shirt that velcros in the back. There are no black gloves on this figure, and I wish they had tried, because these hands have absolutely no detail. No nails, no veins, and they don't even look age appropriate. The belt is fully removable and seems to have the majority of the gear seen in the movie. It may not be colored or detailed perfectly, but it seems to be there more or less. But one major missing element is the leg hose that is supposed to connect to the very back of the belt. The boots are horribly lacking in detail. The laces are blurry, barely visible, and the underneath of the boots have no traction or any pattern. They are going to be slipping and sliding trying to catch ghosts. And now for the Proton pack. Let's try not to strive for complete movie accuracy because we're obviously not going to get it at this price point. But all the major components seem to be here, it just could have used more paint and detail. The biggest oddity that I noticed is this protrusion sticks out really far here. It can be annoying to secure this strap. This cable is much longer than it needs to be, and the wand is the most problematic. Because of the figure's limited articulation and the way the hands are molded, this figure simply cannot hold the wand properly, and it has to be bent. The wand could have also just used more paint, detail, and wiring. In this little box you get the last bit of accessories, which include... You will get 4 ghost traps, 3 of which mine have bent, warped handles. You get the p.k.e meter, and the ecto goggles. I was a big Ghostbusters fan as a kid, and it drove me crazy wondering why there weren't any movie Ghostbuster figures. I wanted an Egon with dark hair. Now I have one. While it may not be the most perfect rendition, I think it's still a good bang for the buck, and it's nice to have all 4 of them at the same time in one purchase. Maybe down the road when I am wealthy I can afford something better, preferably from the Mego or Blitzway line. Until then, I'll make do with this. And that wraps up my review. Stay tuned for some still pictures, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.